Well, howdy. My name is Augie, and welcome to my Let's Play series. A little bit about me. I'm a builder. I love pushing the bounds of creativity in Minecraft, and that is what we're here to do today. One thing about me is I do love watching other people play, and I love learning from other people, and so I figured it's about time I did that for somebody else. I've been playing this game for 11, 12 years, something like that. I'm an old lady. And so, you know, with everything I've learned so far, I realize there's still so much more to learn. My goals with this series are to push the boundaries of scale. I want to build big. I want to get better at terraforming, do some huge terraforming projects. I just think that would be so fun because I do love building organic shapes. I love building with natural, environments. And I want to have some mega projects. So for that, obviously we're gonna have the projects themselves, but I might actually delve a little bit more deeply into redstone and the more technical side of this game, which, trust me, I'm not great at. I just literally follow tutorials all the time. So shout out to people who make those. And Apple, thank you. So yeah, those are my goals just starting out. For this first episode, obviously we're gonna do the beginner stuff. We're gonna get all the different kinds of wood and saplings and all these ores and try to get maybe some diamond armor. Nothing too fancy. I do want to get a little starter house set up. Something small, something quaint, something with good atmosphere. But with all that rambling out of the way, let's go ahead and get some business done. It is worth mentioning that I created this world with a specific seed in mind. And that is scary right there. Okay. With this specific seed, and I already see 3 sheep, that's good. Oh my god, I'm getting so distracted. But yeah, with this specific seed, I picked it because it is a humongous, and I mean huge, meadow. So, where are my little sheeps? They are different colors, so I'm gonna dye them. I love meadows. Meadows are my favorite biome in the game, and I've never had the opportunity to build on one before. So that is our plan going forward with this seed. It has some pretty dramatic terrain as well, which I do value a lot. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a crafting table. Boom, first crafting table. Historic right there. And then also I'm gonna make a little sword. Here in a minute, I'll make a pickaxe. I do want to kill these sheep so I can get a bed to sleep the first night because I am a coward. I don't like not having a bed. Bed is important. Die. Thank you. Where's the other guy? Yeah, our goal really, first of all, even before getting stone, is to get this wool for a bed because I'm not messing with trying to die all the time. Speaking of, here comes our first zombie. Let's get that monster hunter achievement, eh? Bam. There you are, mister. Get died. In more ways than one. I am going to venture up onto these plateaus a little bit more, and this is where we're going to make our starter base. Alright, we got 8 seeds. I think that's good enough to start a little farm. And I think that this little mound right here is close enough to spawn, to be a good little home, just to start out with. And I think now it is high time we make a darn pickaxe. I'm so sorry. Oh, I already made one. Oh my god. Well, now we have 2 wooden pickaxes. I guess that's, yeah, wow. Speaking and playing at the same time obviously does not compute quite yet. And bam, we got a bed. Awesome. I don't think it gets better than that on the first day. That'll keep most stuff out. I think, hopefully. I forgot to record, but I started sleeping. This still counts as the first night. So obviously I'm a novice at this whole recording thing. We're trying it out though. And finally we got some coal here. Oh, there goes our light. Whoopsies. Okay, that coal vein seemed to go on for forever, but look what it led us to. Our first iron. This is awesome. Okay, apparently there's silverfish down here in the deep slate. I don't like that. I do not like this at all. What biome are we in? Meadow. Okay, so apparently silverfish spawn in a meadow. We found lapis. Our first... Can you get this with stone? I hope so. Yes, you can. Okay, good. Bro, what? What height are we at? -33. Okay, that makes sense. But, bro, diamonds already? I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. Now I need to not use my stone pickaxe. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's craft. Let's carve out a little bit of a base camp right here and smelt up my iron. Okay, the iron is smelted. The first iron pickaxe is currently being crafted. Look how beautiful. And wow, this is absurd. This is an absurd number of pickaxe. Don't judge me. Okay. The first diamonds are about to be mined. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, there's more. Yes. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's just make sure there's not any in the surroundings. Do you really play this game if you don't check the surroundings for more diamonds? I don't think there's any more, but it's always worth a check. We're getting lucky today. Look at, oh, well, not if I use the stone pickaxe. Jesus, I've been playing this game for more than like 5 seconds, I swear. We've got gold. And it does seem, if you can hear, again with the stone pickaxe, geez. It seems as if we're near a deep dark biome and a slime chunk, which is a little scary. Okay, so right now I am heading back to the surface. I don't have that big of a haul yet, but realistically, I need to get more iron. And we're gonna get that at a higher Y level. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop stuff off at our little hidey hole, and then I'm gonna go find a exposed mountain or cliff face or stony shore, something like that. And that's where we're gonna be finding more copper, iron, coal, that kind of thing. Don't blow up my base. Stay back. Oh, he went. He did it. Oh, we have a jungle. Okay, this is great. At this point, I can definitely start gathering up some different saplings and other things we're gonna need for building. And as for the food problem, this should at least help a bit. Oh no, he's gonna drown. We have to save him. There you go. Falls right back in the water. Yeah, come here, buddy. That made a horrible noise. A horrible noise. I think I found our friend. The jelly cat. I think you have to sneak up to them. I don't know if it's the same still. There she is. It's Jelly. Oh my god. I need her. Oh, she's approaching. Yes, we got Jelly. Oh, this sweet girl. I see our second target. The calico. It looks like my cat. Her name is Butternut. And she is so adorable. And I want her in Minecraft. And we got her. Hey, cutie. Oops. That was not intentional. Wait, what if we got a baby? Where's my other one? Hey, Jelly, come here. Now you have to stand. And I think they're gonna have a kitten. Yes. Oh, we got a little baby. Okay, this is so adorable. Alrighty, we have Acacia now. I am kind of far away from home. And I've also got a very full inventory. Cats are still with me, which is good. And we are one step closer to getting every tree type. Okay, cherry wood. Off the checklist. I think I see a very familiar creeper hole. Yeah, so we just made it back. Yep, we're here. And you know what? I do want to just put a little light right there so that I never miss my home. And let's go inside. I need to have a room for the cats. Oh, they love the bed. That's so cute. We got quite a lot of stuff, as you can see. Sapling-wise, we got jungle, cherry, and acacia, which is pretty good. I'll go ahead and put my oaks down there as well. We got also cocoa beans, beetroot seeds, carrots, potatoes, lots of wheat, lots of melon, which I have been using as food for now, lots of sugar cane, plenty more seeds as well. And we also did get some cactus, some pumpkins, and a nice stack of copper, never hurts, as well as a few gold blocks. So with all of this, oh, and some magma blocks too. We could use that for farms, water elevators, things like that. These came from some ruined nether portals. And then 17 iron, which is what I did go out for, so it's not as much as I would like. I think I'm going to make a shallower mine up here in the extreme hills. It's not called that anymore. The meadow. All right, so in my efforts to remediate the iron problem, I have decided to go caving. This is out of the ordinary for me. I'll be the first to admit I have a iron farm in my other world, so I never go caving because I'm a huge sissy. I don't like doing this. But there are circumstances in which being brave is necessary. And I gotta put on my big girl pants and be brave today. So that's what we're doing. We're being brave, and I'm scared of creepers. Okay, we got a skeleton. It's doing kind of a lot of damage. Wow, that was really close. Not great. I kind of freaked out there, I'm not gonna lie. Something I do when I cave as well, and I used to do this back in the day, is I always put my torches on the right side of the room so that I never get lost. If I don't know where I am, I just follow the torches that are on the left side of the room, and it brings me right out of the cave. And I don't know why, I have this thing where I feel like I need to kind of yell into the mic. I think I'm just like an old person, bro. That's what my dad does when he's on the phone with people. He yells at them. And I do think I have a tendency to do that, so I don't know if that's messing up my audio or not. Speaking of which, evidently, like, I haven't ever really made videos before, so please bear with me. As far as quality is concerned, I'm still tweaking mic settings and stuff like that. I tried following this awesome tutorial, but it was for a man's voice. So I don't think it's quite perfect for mine, but it's definitely better than it sounded before. But I will continue working on that. I will continue tweaking that so that y'all do get the best listening and visual experience possible. I've actually never tried Minecraft Sodium either, but Optifine's out of date, and I've heard Sodium is better. So I tried it out, and I can see a big difference in the gameplay. That is another reason I downloaded that, just so y'all can have that best possible viewing experience. This looks dangerous. I wonder if it picked that up. I think we're having some pretty good luck with the diamonds down here. It's possible that they increased the spawn chance. I actually think that they did, but I'm not used to this, so it's very nice. I just found the smallest, and I mean the smallest dark oak forest I think I've ever found, but we have another sapling to cross off of our list now. At long last, we got spruce. So that does kind of conclude, I think, unless I'm forgetting one, all of the tree types we need, aside from birch, of course, because we do have that right next to our base. We found a mangrove swamp and some beautiful blue orchids. I will take these, thank you. So yeah, I did realize that I forgot mangrove existed, even though it's one of my favorite types of wood to build with. I'm thinking for our starter base, we're gonna go with some sort of German or Swiss type cottage. Because we are building in a meadow, I think it would be really nice to kind of go along with that high altitude atmosphere. You know, I'm thinking like that crisp, cool air that's not humid or hot like where I live. And kind of build a home that really does give off that vibe, that atmosphere. So for that, I think some red mangrove wood would be really nice for at least an accent color on our cottage. Plus, it never hurts to gather up the mud because I do love building with mud blocks. I just think it's such a nice dark purple color. It mixes really well with cracked deep slate, I think? Yeah. Cracked deep slate bricks. They mix so well together. You know, I really come to the conclusion recently that mangrove wood, beautiful, perfect mangrove wood, it's so much easier to gather in the actual mangrove biome instead of trying to bring back the propagules and then gathering at home because it just makes a mess. And I don't think I really care about the way this natural biome looks anyways. It's a little lag-inducing to build in, honestly, with all the leaves and whatnot. But treating it like mining, when you just like kind of go through the woods, where you just kind of go through the leaves and you treat the wood like ore, it's kind of actually fun. It's not so bad when you don't worry about, you know, completely getting rid of the tree so that the leaves despawn. So I found the desert well, and there is a piece of suspicious sand. That is very difficult to say. It looks like a piece of pottery. We got a stick. Okay. I finally found a desert temple. We are gonna see what kind of goodies we get. We'll at least get some TNT. Alrighty, here we go. A saddle. Oh my god, yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, that just sucks, bro. Come on, man. Some iron. Okay, really fast on the way home here, I have discovered some warm ocean ruins. So let's see if we can't get a sniffer egg. I think this could be huge. Yeah, if I don't die from these things. This is perfect. Oh my god, first one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so lucky. At long last, we finally made it back. Here's our haul. So I went into creative mode and did some planning. You'll notice I have carved out kind of a big area here. And this carved out area isn't for anything in particular, but I'm going to be needing quite a bit of diorite. I'm also going to be needing quite a bit of calcite, which is a little bit more of a challenge to find, but luckily I did find an amethyst, and I got some shards, I got some calcite, even some smooth basalt, so that's nice. I'm really excited for this little cottage that I have planned out. It has really amazing atmosphere, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys and kind of showcase what I can already do as far as building is concerned, but also my starting point, where I am going to improve from. So it's just exciting all around. I tamed a horse. Beautiful, not that fast, but better than nothing. I also, some of these look really off. Yeah, like these I don't think are far enough apart, maybe? Yeah, something's wrong there. This one's one off. Anyways, I have laid down some copper so that it can age for the building, and I'm thinking of where I'm going to build my cottage. All right, I've done some thinking, and I think I found the spot that I want to put our starter home, which that's gonna be right here. I like how this little hill, I don't want to do too much terraforming starting out because we just don't have the resources yet. I like how this little hill isn't too big, but it is big enough to where it kind of obscures the view of the jungle back there and also gives us a little bit of a backdrop. And then this area is nice and flat, so we don't have to do too much terraforming on our own. Overall, this little spot is just so nice looking, and it really does capture the meadow feel without being too extremely high up in the air. And we are still relatively close to our little starter hole, which is kind of back through this way. So I'm gonna start getting stuff mapped out, and when we get to the exciting parts of the building, I'm gonna do some of that building on camera with you guys, just so y'all can see my process a little bit. After all, I am focusing on building with this series, so I think it's only fair that I include y'all in the first little house that we'll be building. All right, so we have our foundation in here for our starter home. It's gonna be a little taller, so we're gonna have 2 stories, but I think this is gonna be a pretty good size for us to start off with, and we will also be able to grow into it a bit. I'm planning on putting the front door right here on a 2-wide door. And then if you'll take a notice, we have a little bit of moss kind of growing up the side here. I did say before, our main wall material is gonna be, you know, the diorite, polished diorite, and even calcite, which I do have a stack here in my inventory. But lower down, I did want to fade this moss into the side of the building just so we have like a little bit of greenery creeping up. And to do that, I go from moss, and then I transition into mossy cobble, which really transitions perfectly into tuff. And then we have some andesite, which will transition into this smooth stone, which I almost never use, but it is a really good transition between the smooth stone and the diorite you see here. Sorry, the smooth stone is a really good transition between the andesite and the diorite, which you can see here. Andesite straight to diorite, really not my favorite. Let's see if we can get a look at this. Right here is probably a good spot. That's just kind of a harsh line. But when you take these 3, this one definitely bridges the gap a little bit more. This is a block I just forget about. So in creative, I was messing around trying to bridge the gap and remembered it existed. So there we have it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the walls up first, and then we will start detailing while we wait for honey for the roof. Alrighty, you guys. So I worked on our little starter hut a little bit. Hut is maybe a little bit of an understatement, to be honest. We have some walls here now. This is just the first story. This tower is gonna be a little bit taller, but this is about the size we're working with on the inside. I am gonna have a second story as well. And if you'll notice, I did finish up these walls and I blended them into calcite. So the transition from moss into calcite is roughly moss, mossy cobble, tuff, my favorite, I love tuff, andesite, smooth stone, diorite, polished diorite, and then calcite all the way up there. So this right here is a pretty good representation, actually, this little column. In here, I am going to have some windows. I'm going to be using scaffolding with bamboo trapdoors behind it. And then you'll also notice that this house so far looks pretty cold and almost modern. We're going to change that up real fast because we're going to add some color. We're going to add some crazy looking roofs on here. And we're not going for modern minimalism. English, thank you. But yeah, you'll also notice that I did put in some brick detail in the mud sections. I think mud and honestly the cracked variant of this, I'll probably add a little bit of that in there. They go pretty well together. It's not perfect, but it's the best that I've found to work with mud. And I love the mud texture so much, I have to use it. As well as this dried mud is nice as well. In these floors, I did something where I'm usually going to be walking the most is going to be, well, it's not in my inventory, but the just regular dried mud. And then the brick variant is going to be where the floor hasn't been worn down as much. All right, so I figured it was time I should do some building on camera with you guys. I am just kind of beginning the details of this front of our cottage here. I can reach this. Yes, thank you. And this. Come on. There we go. So for the windows, I wanted them to have quite a bit of depth. Hence, I went with the whole trapdoor method here. There we go. So my thought process with these windows in particular right here, right? I kind of left these to the side so that I could have room to put a flower pot right there. Which I would really love to put a torch flower there because it does kind of go with the colors. It has the colors we're kind of going for. But since I haven't planted my sniffer yet, or hatched is probably a better word, we're gonna go with those because I do think they give that alpine kind of feel. The azure bluettes, however you say that. And then right here, something I do want to add is a little awning over the door because I really don't like the way that these connect to each other. But I want the door to look like it's more than too tall. So what I'm going to do is add something kind of right here to break that up. Alrighty, now that those are crafted, I will show y'all the design that I kind of came up with this. So these are too wide, right? It's not going to look very good to try to peak it in the middle, especially with these right here. But that looks a little too plain, does it not? So what I did was I kind of curved this downward on the outside with the trapdoor. And then to connect this up to the centerpiece, because the second half of the building, or the top half I should say, is going to kind of droop down a little bit right here. I took signs. Whoops. I took signs. And from far away, it definitely gives a nice little slope and then kind of peak up in the middle. So it does connect the two, but it still gives us that peak so we don't have to have it on each individual window. From here, we're probably going to need to make a new axe, but we are going to go up several blocks. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe. Pop down and strip. So this is going to give our house some much needed color. We really don't want to go for this cold black and white look. That is not what I'm going for here. So we do need to break that up. And then on these sides, it's going to go up for 3. Part of the reason I'm bringing this outward as well is to give the house some dimension. So we don't want a tall, just flat surface, right? So what I've done is I've pulled our, well, that's not correct. Oop. Oh, and there goes the axe. So what I've done is I have pulled out our second story a bit, still connecting it to the first story, just so that when we go to the side here, it pops out. It's not just flat. And then from here, we're gonna have to start on the roof. Now the roof is something that we're a little low on this copper here. I got 12 pieces. I do want to check and see how much we can squeeze out of this. Alrighty, so the way I have set this up is that at the top of this, there's a slab on each side. I might just do one side at a time, but we'll see. And then to the side of that slab, there's a block. Now, we are going for a very interesting roof shape where it kind of goes like this. It starts off with a really low slope, and the slope increases as we get towards the middle. So, as it gets dark, to continue on with our roofing, to achieve this slope, I'm going to be doing like so, like so, like so. And then on the back side of this, I'm going to have a trapdoor, which I feel like the jungle does go relatively well with these stairs, and it's getting dark enough to where I should probably drop down in here and sleep. Now, these trapdoors do serve a particular purpose in that they allow us to achieve the slope that we want. So from this trapdoor, we're going to have a upside down stair, a regular stair, and then we're going to repeat with the trapdoors. Just like so. And then we're going to have an upside down stair, a right side up stair, and then on this part, since it is the center, we're not going to put one on the back side, only on the top of this stair, like so. Now, from here, that is where 2 other of our blocks are going to come in, like this and like this. That's the top of the roof. Whoops. Oh, no elytra. Wow, that was a nasty fall right there. I think roof shape is something that can give a very important silhouette to a build. Silhouette is important because you do want it to be at least recognizable, if not unique. Alrighty, so you can't see the best with the scaffolding in the way, but I did install free cam, so we can take a look. Now, you know what, let's go to the backside here, actually. You can see this going up like so. That is the exact shape we're going for with this roof. The reference picture I actually am looking at is just a picture of a cottage from Pinterest. And luckily it's not one of those AI ones. Those are everywhere on there, but it is a real life cottage in Switzerland, I believe. The roof is definitely just more of a triangular shape, but since it is Minecraft, I did want to stylize it a little bit more, make it a little bit more fairy tale looking, I suppose you could say. So for that, I did go with this shape. To fill in the roof, we are going to be using some mud blocks, and then on these towers, I am actually going to be using the fully aged copper as the trim and just kind of fade it into this one. And we're going to actually use moss for the roof with some grass on top. Okay, I also figured I would include you, we're going to need some more trapdoors for this, in how I'm going to fill in this top section here. So I don't want to use the same filler blocks. We're not going to be using quartz and all that in between these pillars. And I also don't want it to go all the way up because that would just be kind of boring. So what I figured I would do is kind of take a slope like this with the mangrove, which for this, we're just going to use our first two trapdoors here. And we're going to fill in this top part. Alrighty, so I made those trapdoors, two of which are going to stick right here and right to here. And then at this point, what we want to do is connect these two trapdoors. We're going to do an upside down stair, another upside down stair. Okay, that's what we're going to do on both sides. I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of stripped wood. And to get the peak in the middle that we're going for, upside down stair. It just gives a little bit of an illusion of a slightly higher peak. So from there, I am going to mix in some of these stripped logs with the planks. But also something I usually don't do, and I think it could be really interesting. Now, I want the faces of these logs to show with the brown in there because it does darken it a little bit. What we're thinking about is kind of taking these lighter colors and fading them into just a little bit of a darker red as we hit the top here. So from here, I think some planks are in order. So I kind of have a general rule of thumb. When in doubt, put a planter. I'm not kidding. I seriously do this, but this is kind of what I thought I would include y'all on. And I actually need another piece of moss right there. The grass up there, grass right there. This looks a little plain, right? So when I do planters, I typically add trapdoors to hold them in so that it's not too bulky, but you still get a little bit of that 3D goodness right there, right? For this one, I do need a flower pot, and I would like to put a fern in this flower pot just so it's not too bright. This one's gonna be a little bit more chill, just like that. Imagine there's a fern there and there's redstone lamps back there. That is where those lamps are gonna be going. Now for the awning that I said we were gonna build. Don't worry, we're still gonna build it here. This is kind of what I'm thinking. So we have some of these darker bricks to look more like shadows, and then these lighter ones down here, just so they pop out just a little bit. And what is gonna go on top of this is gonna be like so. So we're gonna have a trapdoor here, slab here. This is all gonna be slabs and trapdoors, by the way. And a trapdoor underneath that slab. Then we're gonna have two slabs. On top of this, we are going to, if I can get up there, let's just put some scaffolding right here so I can reach. On top of this one, we are going to have a trapdoor, and then not that one up there. Oopsies. Then we're gonna have that like that. As for what's gonna happen right here, well, we're gonna have a trapdoor like this, and then a slab like this, and a trapdoor underneath the slab. Now let's see how that's looking. I did build this in creative mode in a test world, so I was copying off of my phone screen because I take a picture and then just copy it. But that's what we're working with for this little awning. Something else I do want to add right here
is going to be some copper piping, actually. These will connect up, and we'll have just a little bit of a drainage pipe of some sorts. I'm thinking like it probably comes from the gutters on the roof. We're just going to pretend there's gutters, okay? Because I'm not building gutters. And it might dump a little water out right here. Honestly, I could make a little muddy patch. That wouldn't be a bad idea, just for a little extra detail. Another trick I wanted to share is that if you have a small space in your build that looks blank, but you don't want to over detail it, and you don't feel like there's anything significant you can do with the space, like this little 3x3 right here, for example. Walls are your best friend. What I typically do, especially if it connects to planes of the building, add some walls. It also is good to add, a little bit of an accent color. And look at that. It's like having vertical slabs almost. So it gives some nice dimension and some nice detailing without being too overly complicated. So another tip about building roofs in particular, as you can see, let's go into free cam here. I have built this back side at a slightly smaller scale than the front side because I did make this 7 blocks wide instead of 9. That means the roof is 2 different sizes. Now, the problem here is that I do want to connect it in the middle. So what I've done is I have built the outline of the roof first instead of building, one outline, filling, and then being like, uh-oh, it doesn't line up on the other side. So I always build the outline first so we don't run into roof problems because for the longest time, I literally hated doing roofs so much because I always did that. So what I've done here is I've built this middle, peak of the roof out from each edge, met up in the center. And as you can see, they're off by 1 height and by 1 on the width side. I'm going to do the same for these edges. And you know what? It honestly gives the building a little bit more character. It's on a slight diagonal to a certain extent. The roof is, at least. But we're going to build it out each half, and then we're just going to blend it together. And again, I'm going to be using mud for the main building block here. So another thing about this style of roofing is oftentimes you'll have some of this exposed. So what I often do is I'll put a trapdoor on, and the spruce wood does blend very, very, very nicely with the mud. So I'm kind of just pretending like this is some sort of variation in the roof, but really it is to hide this block. I've been doing a little work. Oh, and I've also been falling in a hole apparently. Now I've been doing a little bit of work. As you can see, I added a chimney. I detailed this side. This side is my least favorite of the 4, but it is what it is. And then this is what this one's looking like. I just kind of did a smaller version of the front on this side. Right here is the last little bit on the outside we have to detail. So I'm going to do that with you guys despite the rain. And this is what we're looking like from the front. We're looking good. I'm liking it. But what we're going to do is we're going to be adding a little awning over here. And it is going to be somewhat of a stable for our horse. So hopefully I do this right. I'm going to put 2 flower pots right here, but I don't have enough clay right now for that. So we'll make work. We'll make work. We'll make do. 1, 2, 3. And then what I want to do actually is bring this across just like so, like that. And I'm also going to need my trapdoors and, well, I don't have spruce slabs. We need a lot of those though, so let's make some. And what we're trying to do here is to create this sloping shape yet again. So from this side, we're gonna have trapdoor, slab, and trapdoor. Whoops. Always misplacing blocks. And then another slab up here. And I think that's what that shape is going to be. And then we're going to connect these 2 sides. So from here, we're going to have another trapdoor like so. We're going to have a slab like so. And then we're going to also have 2 slabs like that with, I believe, another thingy like this. And then right here,
How did I do this before? I think I just filled that in. That looks wrong. I think I did a stair there. I think that's a stair. We'll see how it looks. Oop. Yeah, something like that. Let's see how riding my horse in there goes. I haven't tested this out. So it could definitely not be functional at all, but I did want to add my little guy in there. And I'll do some more blending into the environment. Okay, so we can ride in. Can he walk out? That's the question. Let's see. Probably, if that is the case. I don't like the way that looks, but let's try this. I know they can't walk out of that. Now, can I walk in? Well, I don't take damage from doing that, so I suppose that works. All right, functional enough. So for this section, I have decided that I would like to add a planter because when in doubt, add a planter. Kind of want to maybe have that draped down a little bit. Don't love that. Here's a little trick. If you want something kind of double tall, but you don't want to do it with the leaves, moss and grass. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. This is kind of plain, but the horse is in there, and I'm also going to put some coarse dirt or something along those lines in this little section right here, so it looks like he's trampled it down. Should I? Well, I guess we're trying it. I'll fix that. I'll make it blend in. As far as the interior is concerned, this is what I've got so far. I'll even close the doors for dramatic effect, okay? We approach the house. I'll have some pathing, probably some custom trees kind of tucked back behind it. But we'll be entering from these doors right here. Got a little welcome mat. Wipe your feet off. Double doors. Now, the interior is not finished, but what I have so far is some sectioned off rooms. So we have like a little foyer kind of entrance room right here. And this is a little cramped, but it does open up into this larger room where I do have these areas right here. I'll probably have some chiseled bookshelves. I don't know what they're called. The blank bookshelves where you can put your own books in there. Just up there, maybe some barrels or something. We'll figure it out. And then I do have this blocked off because this is the staircase upstairs. I wanted some elevation change. So I put a little kitchen with some cute kitchen tiles. I don't know. I'm a fan of the kitchen tiles. Even though they don't 100% fit the theme, I think it adds some quirkiness to the build. So I'll allow it. And then back behind here, we have a little bit of a pantry going on. This needs to be fixed. We got a little bit of a pantry going on back here. I don't know what I'm going to put back here. Maybe my smoker or something. We'll figure it out. And then upstairs, wipe your feet once more. We got where I'm going to be putting the bedroom and the storage. And it's getting dark outside. Let's see if it's time to sleep. This isn't really finished with the decoration either. But I think that this already is giving really... It's an attic. It really feels like an attic, and I love it. Especially when I get more copper and put more pipes up here. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. But yeah, that's really what I have for the house today. Some of the techniques that we used are going to be the blending of the moss into the calcite. So we used a gradient there. I'm trying to play a little bit with some elevation inside. So we have the lower kitchen, this mid-tier, living space, and then this high-tier attic up here. I'm going to go into free cam mode, and we're going to take a look from far away as it gets dark. This is what we're working with. These, again, are not going to be dirt, but it'll look nicer. We do have just a nice blend of blocks going here. I did want to add a little bit of a grassy roof because I thought it would look nice, but you'll notice that I used the fully aged copper here and then the only somewhat aged copper here, just so we have a couple of different roof trims. But overall, I am very happy with how our little cottage is looking. And I hope y'all like it too. If y'all have any ideas of things that you'd like me to add on or things that you'd like me to build, just let me know. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the episode and for giving me a chance. I know that it's really not perfect. I understand that, you know, I am a novice at this and I don't know what I'm doing. So there are some audio inconsistencies. There's some mouse clicking in there. I'm gonna try really hard to get rid of that. So just, yeah, thanks for sticking around despite stuff like that. I will do my very best to make this the best possible watching experience for you guys. I'm sorry that the editing is also kind of jumpy. I'm not used to talking on camera yet, so we're gonna get better. We're gonna get a lot better. It just comes with practice. If y'all have any ideas of what you'd like me to build next, or anything you'd like to see from the series, just let me know and I will be sure to incorporate that. What I'm thinking for next time is definitely some terrain blending in here, some terraforming, maybe some custom trees or something along those lines. And I want to push our progress forward. I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna probably live stream this, but I do want to set up a mob farm. I want to set up an enchanting station. We're gonna turn this iron armor into diamond armor, okay? And we're gonna be getting beacons. We're gonna be killing the ender dragon. We're gonna be getting shulker boxes, all that fancy stuff, so that we can go big with our projects. But anyways, thank you again, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.